Welcome back to Justice for Shelley. In this episode, we step inside the network of people who surrounded Jerry Mack Watkins. The ones who shaped the silence, protected the narrative, and stood close enough to know more than they ever said.
Folks around here always said his circle was tight, tighter than most people realized.
When you investigate a case like this, you eventually realize that the truth isn't hidden in the shadows. It's hidden in the people standing right next to the suspect. And Jerry's circle wasn't small. It was tight. It was loyal. And in many ways, it was powerful.
Let's start with the individuals closest to Jerry during the months before and after Shelley's murder. Friends who suddenly became gatekeepers. Employees who shifted roles. People who had access to information, access to resources, and access to Jerry himself.
Some of those boys were with him every day. They knew things. You could see it in their faces.
Several individuals in this circle appeared at key moments, right when evidence disappeared, when stories changed, or when pressure needed to be applied.
Some of these individuals were tied directly to Watkins Construction, a company with deep roots in Corsicana. Contracts, local influence, and long-running community relationships meant that loyalty wasn't just emotional, it was financial.
People didn't just work for him, they depended on him. That's a different kind of control.
When your livelihood comes from someone like Jerry, questioning him becomes costly.
And then there's the law enforcement connection. Officer Louis Palos, the man Jerry's daughters reportedly called Uncle Louis, a figure described by multiple sources as someone who looked out for the family. Some say he was more involved than anyone realized.
You didn't cross certain people in this town. Not unless you wanted trouble.
When you pair a close friendship with a badge, you create a buffer, an invisible shield that can make questions disappear or keep investigations from going where they should. And in this case, that shield may have shaped the entire outcome.
But the inner circle wasn't just law enforcement and business partners. It extended into social life, church life, and community life. People who considered the Watkins family pillars of Corsicana. People who wanted to believe Jerry was incapable of violence. People who didn't want to get involved.
If you spoke up, well, folks remembered, and not in a good way.
Across interviews, one theme repeats: pressure. Pressure not to talk. Pressure not to testify. Pressure to change details. Pressure to let it go. None of it loud. None of it overt, but steady enough to keep witnesses silent for decades.
People backed off real fast back then. Wasn't worth the fallout.
Some members of Jerry's inner circle benefited over time through financial help, business opportunities, or simply being kept close. And when you see sudden improvements in lifestyle, unexplained stability, or tightly aligned loyalty, you have to ask, why now?
The truth is this: inner circles don't form by accident. They form because someone needs them, someone cultivates them, someone maintains them. And when a murder goes unsolved for more than 30 years, you start to see who benefited from staying close and who benefited from staying quiet.
This isn't about accusing every person who knew Jerry. It's about understanding the system around him, the people who created the environment that allowed silence to thrive. Sometimes, the biggest cover-up isn't a single act. It's a culture, a pattern, a network.
Some of us tried to ask questions, but doors closed real fast.
And if you're listening right now and you were part of that circle, or close to it, or affected by it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You felt the pressure. You saw the inconsistencies. You heard the whispers.
We need you to come forward. Any detail you remember, a conversation, a call, a warning, a change in behavior, could break open what's been hidden for decades.
Submit what you know, confidentially, at watkins-murder.com. Rewards are available for credible information that helps move this case forward.
The inner circle protected Jerry. Now it's time for the truth to break through theirs. Justice for Shelley.